Hello, Year 5. Today we are going to be explaining and justifying your opinions. We're going to carry on reading a bit of our Julius Caesar book today, finding out what happens next in the story. So if we just have a think about the story so far. So we've got Caesar returning to Rome triumphant. He's got a promotion, he's in charge, people love him. That old man warns him, beware the Ides of March, but he takes no notice of that, does he? There are, however, a few people who don't love Caesar, and they're worried that the power has gone to his head and he'll become so ruthless that he will just turn the people of Rome into his own slaves. And that's Brutus and Cassius. And that's really kind of where we got up to. Those two characters discussing whether or not they should kill Caesar. So I'm going to carry on now and read the rest of today's section to you. That night, the conspirators met in the orchard of Brutus's garden, far from spying eyes and ears. Brutus greeted them, then said, "When Caesar goes to the Senate house tomorrow, we will meet him there and listen while Metellus begs forgiveness for his banished brother. If Caesar is not merciful, we will strike him down." "Will Caesar be the only one to die?" asked Metellus. "What about Mark Antony? Caesar treats him like a son. He's bound to be against us." "Metellus is right," said Cassius. "Let Caesar and Mark Antony die together." "No, Cassius," Brutus said. "We're not butchers. If we spare Mark Antony, it will show that we're not acting out of jealousy or spite, but for the good of Rome." Cassius wondered if this were wise, but he kept his doubts to himself. "As you wish, Brutus," he said. Early next morning, Decius, one of the conspirators, arrived at Caesar's villa in order to accompany him to the Senate house. He was bewildered and dismayed when Caesar informed him that he intended to cancel the visit. "Should I tell the senators that you have been taken ill, mighty Caesar?" Decius inquired. "I will not stoop to lying," replied Caesar. "Just tell them that I do not wish to come." "But I will be laughed out if I do not give a reason for your absence," Decius cried. Caesar's face went red with fury. "I am Caesar. I do not have to make excuses to the Senate for what I do." But his anger vanished as swiftly as it had appeared, and he spoke more calmly. "However, since you are a good friend, Decius, I shall tell you the truth. Last night, my wife Calpurnia dreamed that a huge statue of me stood in the forum. The statue began to gush out fountains of blood. Many citizens washed their hands in the blood and smiled as they did so. Calpurnia believes that the dream was sent to her by the gods to warn me that I will be in danger if I go out today. She has persuaded me to stay home." Decius thought frantically. If Caesar did not go to the Senate house, the conspirators' plot would fail. Suddenly, a solution came to him. "Great Caesar, Calpurnia misunderstood her dream," he insisted smoothly. "The gods meant it as a sign that you will bring new life to Rome. That is why the citizens smiled in gratitude as they bathed in your blood." Caesar stroked his chin. "Your reading of Calpurnia's dream is interesting, Decius," he murmured. "I can prove I am right," Decius declared. "I know that the senators are planning to make you the king of Rome today. If you do not go to the Senate, they might change their minds. Or should I tell them that they must wait until Calpurnia has better dreams? They will mock you and say you are a coward." Decius's words stung Caesar's pride. "Who dares to call Caesar a coward?" he growled. "Cowards imagine 1,000 different deaths for themselves. Brave men only die once. Very well, Decius, let us go to the Senate. On the way, I will decide whether to accept the senator's offer of a crown." Caesar's route to the Senate house was lined with cheering citizens. As he mounted the steps of the building, Caesar wore a triumphant smile, but the smile was replaced by a frown of irritation when he saw a group of nobles, including Brutus and Cassius, blocking the doorway. What is the meaning of this? Caesar snapped. Metellus knelt down on one knee. Caesar, I beg you to lift the sentence of banishment you placed on my brother Publius. He is innocent. I have passed judgment and I will not take it back, Caesar said haughtily. Caesar has spoken. And now my dagger speaks, cried Metellus. He sprang to his feet and thrust the blade deep into Caesar's body. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I want you to have a think about what we've been reading. And I want you to think about these questions just to help us understand what we read a bit better. So, after reading page 21, discuss why Brutus does not want to kill Mark Antony too. What does this show about his character? So what does that tell us about Brutus? Calpurnia had a dream about Caesar on pages 24 and 25. What other omens have there been warning Caesar about his fate? Decius interprets the dream on pages 25 to 27. Why do you think that Caesar chooses to believe this interpretation rather than his wife's? What does it say about his character? And then read pages 28 to 30, so the last few we read. If Caesar had forgiven Metellus' brother, do you think that the conspirators would still have stabbed him? All right, so I want you to pause here and just have a think about those questions. You don't need to write the answers down. Just have a think about them and then play me when you're ready, okay? Okay, we're going to carry on now reading the rest of our passage for today, just a few more pages. The other conspirators were quick to follow. The last to strike was Brutus, and when he pulled his dagger out of Caesar, Caesar staggered against him. What, you too, Brutus? Caesar gasped, then fell dead at Brutus's feet. The air was shrill with shouts and screams. The crowds ran, scattering in all directions like the broken pieces of a shattered glass. A stream of senators poured out of the Senate house. Some stared at Caesar in silent horror. Others fled in fear of their lives. Only Brutus remained calm. He stooped and pressed his palms into the red pool that was spreading around Caesar's body, then lifted his hands high for all to see. Peace, he called, freedom, liberty. Okay, that's the end of our passage for today. I have to say as well, that's not the end of the story. We're only about halfway through our book, and our main character has already been killed. So we'll see next week and the week after what happens in the rest of the story. But for now, have a think about these questions. What does Caesar's last words to Brutus show about his feelings towards this character? And peace, freedom, liberty. What do these three words mean, and what is Brutus trying to say? So again, pause here and just have a think about those two questions, and we'll carry on when you're ready. Okay, Year 5. Have a think about this question. Do you think that Brutus was right in his methods of fighting for the Republic of Rome? So, do you think he is a good man? Was he right to kill Caesar because he was worried that Caesar would become a dictator and ruthless and treat the whole nation as his slaves? Has he done the right thing? Or should he have done something different? What do you think? That's your task today. You're going to think about reasons why the conspirators should have killed Caesar. So the conspirators were those men, those noble men who grouped together and came up with this plan. So think about why they should have killed him, and then think about reasons why they shouldn't have killed Caesar. As a challenge, turn those ideas that you've jotted down on this sheet here to write a paragraph explaining your thoughts and your ideas. All right? And you might think, well, I don't think he should have killed Caesar, so I'm not going to write anything in there. but I want you to think about both sides of the story, okay? So try and think in Brutus's mind, and what is he thinking? Why should they have killed Caesar? Why did they have no other choice? And then again with this side, if you think, yeah, they should have killed him, well, think about what the other side of the story is. Why should they not have killed him? So I want you to think about both points of view today. All right, everybody, have a good day, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.